Alright everyone, I'm here to give you my Walking Dead review. Check the bottom of the video because that's the date that this episode actually aired. I can't really say it was created because technically it's already created. It's just airing today. I don't know what the name of the episode is yet. I don't know anything that happens. So I'll let you know when I start watching it. The reason why I'm actually kind of doing the video a little bit late is because I have to... I had to come here so I could get a ride to school pretty much because I was at my dad's, now I'm at my mom's house, so that's why I had to do that. But other than that, let's just start right with the review, and I'll stop it at points and make small videos, then combine them into a big video, and then I'll give you my thoughts. Alright, so this episode of The Walking Dead is Season 5, Episode 13. It's called Forget. And, yeah, that's really it, I guess. I usually say the date that it comes out, but I already said that. And the episode kicks off with Sasha. We see her sleeping, and then she checks out a gun, and this random chick that was, well, her gun, that was talking to her, was just talking about some random shit, how she still carries around her cell phone and all that. And she takes practice shots at, like, pictures that she had, like, in her house. And then, she starts kind of going crazy. He's thinking she hears, like, zombies coming up, and then she says, "Come again." Now, I don't know if we're supposed to believe that she's still going crazy after what happened with Tyrese or what yet, so I'm not really gonna judge what happened. Or maybe she thinks, like, that was the past, this is the present. I'm not really sure what to think of it yet. I'm assuming we're gonna find out more in this episode. Alright, so Rick, Carol, and Daryl are all out in the woods talking. They're talking about the place, whether or not they can defend themselves, and they're talking about, like, this barn that they have there that, the window latch will be open, so they can, like, talk and have these meetings. And they can have these meetings because no one's going to be suspicious about them, which is actually pretty true. And then a walker comes up, and then Carol shoots it a bunch of times to make it look like that they actually were out doing something, with their guns. And on the walker, it had a W on it, so I don't really know what the hell this was supposed to mean yet. Obviously not something good. And then Rick is talking to Michonne, and he thinks it's weird that they're having, like, the new people be the police officers, or whatever they are, the constables. And Michonne says maybe she just has a chance, maybe she wants us to protect people, all that stuff. I thought it was all good stuff. And then Dale's in the woods, and Aaron comes up behind him, and Dale's like, and he compliments Dale for being able to tell whether or not, because he says, "Alright, come on out," whether or not it's walkers or people. And Dale's like, "Have you been following me?" And Aaron says, "No, I didn't even know I was just hunting for rabbits. But since we're here, why don't we stick together?" So then he's like, "Alright, keep up." So they're obviously suspicious about Dale. I guess the guy was obviously following him. But I can't really blame them just because he's the one that doesn't really want to be in this place in the first place, I think. And then Rick, what's her face? The leader of Diana, I think her name is, like the leader of Alexandria, is talking about like the stuff that the constables are going to be doing. We find out Maggie works with Diana. I think she's, like, in the government, and she talks about how there even is going to be a government here in Alexandria. It's going to be that's going to return. And Rick says that they need to have, like, guards around the walls because people are the ones you also have to worry about. So then Diana really doesn't agree. She says, and Rick also wants the people armed, and she doesn't agree. She wants this to be like a community, and Rick doesn't agree. He said, and Rick says, "Well, you're the one that makes the changes." And then Sasha comes up and says that she wants to guard, like, the lighthouse tower. and because she saw somebody up there. Diana said that was probably Spencer. He was getting my stuff. He was putting his gun in there, but Rick says that has to happen, so they make it happen. But in return, Sasha has to show up, and Diana wanted to know why Sasha wanted to do it, why she should put her in there, and she said that Sasha's the best shot in the group. And Diana also says that in return you have to show up to a welcoming that I'm having for you guys. And Sasha asks why, and she said you'll find out when you get there. We'll talk about it. So then Carol's talking to Rick, and they're gonna try to sneak out during the welcoming, but they're not really sure how it's gonna happen because they're gonna be suspicious of the guy with the new crossbow. Carl's dad just left, and they can't use Dale as an excuse because they're already following him. So Carol says, this is why I like being invisible again. And that was now it's on commercial right now. To be honest with you, I thought this was actually a pretty good stuff that happened. I enjoyed it, so let's see what happens next. Alright, so now Dale and Alan are just walking in the woods, and Alan's talking to Dale, and he talks about how he's the outsider, that he won't let anybody get to know him. And him and Eric used to be just like him. But as they got to know these people, they became less and less scared of him every day. And if you give the people the chance to get to know you, they won't be scared of you anymore. And he even asked him if he was coming to the welcoming, and Dale says, "Why should I? I got nothing to prove." I liked that line. This is why I like Dale, because he's just different from everybody else. So then they meet this. We see that that for months they've been trying to get this horse named Buttons. The reason it's called Buttons is because one of the kids saw it walking by the gate, and they called him, or her, we don't technically know. We called the horse Buttons. So every time Aaron says every time him and Eric tried to get it, it would always get spooked. So Dale tries. He says, "I've never done it, but my group's been outside to do it and become one of them." So then Dale tries to do it right when he's about to get the horse. Some zombies show up, and him and Aaron and Dale kill them. And then Carol goes into the bakery with that chick that Sasha saw, and she's saying that she's gonna make some cookies. I thought this was gonna be a pointless scene, but then these two other people come in, and she talks to one of them, talked about how she's not afraid of guns, but she doesn't really know how to use those guns that they were rented. And we meet one of them's named Toby, and he says he'll be happy to teach her, and she said, "I like that." And then as she was doing this, there was a window behind her, and she unlocked it, because Carol was talking about how she was going to unlock the window. In the beginning, that's what this was for. And then Rick, Carl, and Judith all go to the party. We meet Diana's husband. I forget his name, but whatever. And he talks about he's a remarkable man. We find out he watched all the footage of when they got interviewed, and he said that he's done some remarkable things, and all I did was put up a wall to save 14 people's lives. And Rick's like, "Yeah, what good." And then him and Rick drink some alcohol. It's kind of weird to see Rick like this, because he actually was dressed up in a t-shirt and a nice t-shirt. He was in a college shirt and all that. Not a button shirt and all that. We don't normally see him like that. We normally see him, dressed up all crap because he's in the apocalypse. So then Rick and Aaron, Dale and Aaron are going to get the horse, but there's a crap load of zombies in there, so they kill them. Dale shoots him with the crossbow, and then Aaron gets taken down, and he cuts off the walker's hand, and then Dale stomps his head into the ground, and then bounces another one's head off that zombie's head. So he saved him and even says thanks. And then Aaron shoots one of the zombies before they can bite Dale, and he says thanks. And then all the zombies take down the horse and eat it. I actually was kind of sad about this because I kind of wanted this horse to be saved, but something that is going to happen is maybe him, Aaron, and Dale will sort some sort of friendship after this, or we'll find out that he's really just bad. I'm not really sure. I'm assuming they're going to have some sort of friendship, and Dale will start to become at least a little bit more in the town. Will start to like be able to deal with the town. I can't really say like it. But I actually thought this was great stuff. The stuff with Dale and the Aaron's been amazing. It's been the highlight of this episode so far. Not that that's the only thing, but that's been like the highlight for me. Okay, so Carol is gonna go off and do the thing that Rick and her were talking about earlier. Then Dale watches from the Noah wants to leave the party because it's like not his thing, and Glenn and Maggie were like, no, you're one of us, we're gonna go through the we're gonna stay here. And then Dale doesn't go to the party. He was watching and then he decided just not to go. So then we see Aaron and he's like, why didn't you go? Oh, it's because of Eric's broken ankle, thank God. So then Dale says, well, why'd you try to force me to go? And he's like, well, I didn't say to go. I said try to go. And you tried. That's all that matters. I actually like that he said that. So then he offers to have him and Dale have dinner together. And we didn't really get to find out the answer. I'm assuming he had it, but... And then Rick is talking to Jessie and her husband. I forget his name. I actually forgot who these people were just because... like, I know their faces, but I'm like, oh, it's Jesse. Because I'm fucking terrible at remembering names. But, we find out Jesse's husband's a doctor, which isn't a good... I don't really think it's going to be a good thing. It's a good thing for Rick. What else? He offers to take a look at Rick, and he offers to take... to get Rick some alcohol. Now, it was kind of sketchy because he offered to do it, so I don't know, like, if he was just being nice, or if he's gonna put, like, some sort of, like, alcohol, like, some sort of, he's gonna drug his drink or something. But Jesse talks about how, we made it all here all together, and even though we didn't go through the same things in this world, because this is, like, a better version of this world now, but even though we didn't go through this world the same way, we all went through bullshit, we all went through bad things, we all lost people, but it led us all to being together, and we probably wouldn't be together if it wasn't for the apocalypse. And Rick says, yeah, and then he sees Carl is getting along with everybody, and it looks like Rick is starting to like this place. I mean, I think he still might be, but I think there's still that little bit of a killer instinct with Rick. And then Sam, Jesse's son, is upset that there's no cookies, and Rick's like, I'm going to make sure you get a batch of cookies all to yourself, because I know the person who makes the cookies. And then he stamps Rick, and it says A, which stands for Alexandria. And he says, now you're officially one of us. I have a feeling Rick and Jesse, at some point in this show, I don't know if it's going to be this season or the next one, are going to end up in a relationship. I wouldn't really complain about that. I kind of like to see Rick and Michonne in a relationship because I just would. I don't know why. I just want to see that. I'm not really interested though, and I don't really care who gets in relationships. And then it goes to commercial, and I just saw a commercial right now, and they were hyping up how you can take The Walking Dead anywhere. And it just showed this guy taking the zombie anywhere, and he tries to go like in a bar, and he's like, nope, the zombie can't go. And he was like piggybacking with the zombie. He tried to take him on the bus, but then the bus took the zombie's hand with him. And you can take the zombie with him with like this new thing called Sprint, and you can just watch The Walking Dead anytime you want. You can also do that with Netflix too. So that's one of them, you know. But I'm actually enjoying this episode of the show so far. Alright, so Sasha comes in, and she meets Spencer, Diane's son. I keep screwing up her name. And like I said, these names are gonna get. And he talks about this woman, and that they're just constantly talking about the pasta maker, like how she loves that. Well, she wants one, and she'll just always talk about that. So he says, "Don't go talk to this woman." And then later on, like the next scene afterwards, when Dale's talking to Eric and Aaron, he says the same. They say the same thing. They get her one, so she'll shut up about it. So I guess this woman obviously hates talking about that. So then Eric and Dale has no idea kind of what he's talking about, and we find out the reason why Dale didn't get a job. He has a motorcycle, and he's gonna fix it up. And Aaron wants him to be the recruiter, to go out and get people and bring them in to Alexandria. Dale accepts, but he doesn't say. He just says, "Yeah, I got nothing else to do." Like, I just like the way he said it. And Aaron also wants him to go because he doesn't want Eric's safety to be at risk anymore. And he also knows that Dale knows what he's doing out there, so it'll work out better for him. And Dale can also tell whether people are good or bad. So then Carol, I think this was the next, is getting the guns, and Sam followed her. And Sam's like, "I just wanted more cookies." And he's like, "Why are you in here?" And Carol's like, "I'll be happy to make you no cookies, but you can't tell anybody I was in here. It has to be a complete secret." And Sam's like, "Well, I can't keep it a secret because I got to tell my mom. And I tell my mom everything." And then Carol says, "Well, if you tell anyone about this, you tell your mom, you tell anybody, you're going to wake up one morning and you won't be here. You'll be outside the walls, in the woods, tied to a tree, and the zombies, and you're going to scream for help." No, he says and no one's going to come for you. And the zombies are going to eat you while you're alive, and you won't be able to do anything about it. And your parents or everybody won't know what happened to you. And then Carol says, "But if you don't say anything, you'll get lots of cookies, and you'll get to stay here in a nice, safe place." Well, she doesn't say that, but that's pretty much what happened. So then Carol's like, "No, I know you know what the right thing to do is, right?" I thought that was awesome. Like, that was just insane that she said that. She doesn't call the zombies though. She calls them monsters. And normally that's like a scare tactic, you would say. But to be honest with you, I think they actually would do it if they get the chance. So I like that. That was intense. And then Rick, I think is gonna. Well, actually, before that, Abraham talked about how, Abraham and Michonne had this conversation. It was kind of meaningless to the episode. Not gonna lie, I think Abraham had one too many, if you know what I'm saying. And he talked about like what he's done, and he feels like he deserves to be where he's at right now. So then Jesse has Judith, and she's like, "It's been a while since I've held one of these." And Rick tells her that Judith and Carl are the only reasons I'm still here, and she gets what she's saying. So then she hands over Judith, and then they kiss. Kiss. And then they just walk off. It's going to be an awkward moment, and something tells me Jesse's wife's going to Jesse's wife, Jesse's husband's going to find out about this, and he's going to do something sketchy to Rick. Maybe he might already have done it. I'm not sure. So then Deanne wants Sasha to go listen to the conversation, and then she's listening to it, but then she's kind of starting to go crazy. She sees like all the flashbacks of what the group has been through since she's been in the episode, except for the Woodbury stuff. It was mainly stuff from like this season, and one of the women that looks like kind of looks like Oprah a little bit, asks like what your favorite meal is, because I'm worried that I might make you something you hate. And then Sasha just screams, "That's what you're worried about," and walks off. That was awesome. This was an awesome part of the episode. Like, it was just really awesome stuff. They got a lot of stuff in this episode that was just awesome. The KO stuff, the Sasha stuff, and the Rick Jesse stuff. So I can't. And there's actually, I think, is there more? Yeah, I think there's a little bit more left. Okay, so the next thing that happens is Sasha's outside, and Deanne comes up and says, "I completely get why you're acting this way. You know, you've been through a lot." And Sasha said that this place isn't real. And then Deanne says, "That's bullshit." And then they leave. So I'm liking what's going on with Sasha right now. I have a feeling it's going to lead somewhere. I don't know where, though. And then Rick, Carol, and Daryl are outside. And they're going to take the guns, you know, in case things go bad. And Daryl doesn't want to take them. He says, "I don't need them." And I think he has a feeling these people he thinks these are decent people. And he even says, "You guys wanted me to try," and I am. So Daryl doesn't take it, but Rick takes it. Then everybody comes. Then they all go back, and Jesse said hi to Rick, and he shows his, you know, his what's it called? His stamp. Well, you know what I mean. The Alexandria symbol. I'm just gonna call it. And then he starts listening for a zombie, you know, in case things get bad. And then that's how the episode ended. I still think Jesse's husband's sketchy. Now he's definitely going to be sketchy because Rick just pretty much kissed his wife. But they didn't do anything bad yet. I really like this episode of The Walking Dead. It isn't my favorite, but it's not my worst. There definitely has been better ones, but I really like this. I'm liking this new change. I think everyone's going to hate this change because they're not killing zombies and all that anymore. They're not, you know, they're in like the real world now. I actually don't mind this change just because if you think about it, they deserve it. They've been through hell. And it's kind of nice to see them have to adjust to our society, to our world, pretty much. So I'm happy about that. Other than that, that's pretty much my video, guys. Well, my review of this episode. I'll be back to do it again next week. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to see what's going to happen in the next episode. And then I'm going to go watch some other things and do other things. So that's pretty much it, guys. See you later.